In this video, I'm going to go through 5 Cantonese expressions that are commonly heard in Guangzhou. This is an idea brought up by our Chinese YouTube group called WeCollab, where YouTubers all over China are going to say the top 5 expressions that are used in their specific cities. And in my case, I'm going to do Guangzhou. But for this, because I do not speak any Cantonese, I'm going to need my wife to help me out because she is from local Guangzhou and she definitely knows expressions a lot better than I do. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep it clean, so any of the bad words that you definitely know are probably more said than the ones I'm going to mention in this video, I'm not going to mention them. Let's go.
Number 1. 靚仔,靚女. It means handsome boy and pretty girl.
As she mentioned, this is commonly said all around Guangzhou. I always hear this when we're going to the restaurants or out in public, especially with the older crowd. They're just calling people handsome man or pretty girl. Think of it as the shui ge in Mandarin or the menu. And yeah, it's very casually said, and you're probably gonna hear this many times in your life if you're actually gonna live in Guangzhou. Doesn't matter what age the person is, you can call them handsome young man, and they'll know you're just saying what's up. So now for the next one.
Number 2. 唔該姐姐. That means, excuse me.
I've actually heard this one a lot, but mainly in Hong Kong. You know, if you take the subway in mainland, like, it's so crowded, no one cares if you're standing on the left or the right side. But if you go to Hong Kong, and if you stand on the side that people are supposed to pass you on, they're gonna politely say, "Bugoy, bugoy," like try and get out of the way, excuse me. They can do it in a nice way, or if they're in a big rush, they'll do it in a mean way and be like, "What the heck are you doing? Get out of my way. You're clearly in the wrong here. I've got places to go. Move." So I have heard this in Hong Kong, not that I stand in the place that people are supposed to be crossing or passing you by, that's not what I'm saying. But for the older crowd in Guangzhou, if you're standing in someone's way, I typically hear this. But in public transportation, it's so crowded in mainland, like no one's gonna move out of the way for you, especially during rush hour.
Number 3. Mea. It means what?
So this expression can actually be said in a mean way or a nice way. It can simply just mean, what do you want to eat or drink? Or it can mean like, you're crazy, I have no idea what you're talking about in an argument, like you don't know what you're talking about, just keep on going with your life. And it can also be like, what do you want? Like you just want them to go away. It's like, what do you want? I can't help you, like you're wasting my time. My wife did also mention that it kind of sounds like a goat when you say it, like a meh. And they kind of make a joke that in Canton or in Guangzhou, at least it sounds like a bunch of people going, man, man. So you don't understand what they're saying, so they're always constantly saying, what, but using this term.
Number 4. 黐線. That means crazy.
So when people say this, it's not usually meant in a nice way. They usually mean that you're crazy. I guess the Mandarin equivalent would be like 你疯了. And it means that you have something wrong with your brain, that your brain is not wired correctly and like you're just going crazy. I think I've heard this said as people were crossing the street, or like elderly people were crossing the street when it was clearly red and there was a lot of traffic going on, so you just go on their way and think that if they put their hand out, they're safe and no cars are gonna run them over, which most of the time really doesn't happen, but you never know, it just takes one time for them to get hurt. And it's a really great way to start an argument with your spouse if you want to try that. And now, the next one.
Number 5. 恭喜發財. It means, may your life be full of riches.
Yes, I have maybe heard this one once or twice in Guangzhou. It's actually quite common in Chinese culture to wish other people a prosperous life full of riches and wealth. Now, if you play your cards right and you say this during the holidays, especially to your friends or family, and if you try and like bribe them or try and hint them with like a little kid or a newborn baby, you may have a higher chance of getting one of these. My wife always tries to do this when she was a little kid. She would always say it to her family members, and she'd be like, "Oh, come on, give me the hongbao, give me the red packet so I can get more money." So it's very common to say this expression, especially during the holidays, and it may be your gateway of getting some cash. But that wraps it up for the top 5 Cantonese expressions that my wife thinks in Guangzhou. Of course, there's definitely a lot more and more vocal ones. You can also check out these other YouTubers in China. I'll put their channel links in the description down below. In particular, you can check out Simon Barnes, who's been living in Shanghai for 4 years, and he's been having a prosperous life there. He likes to talk about critical aspects and content about Chinese politics and lifestyle. Here's a clip or two from his channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something about the different kinds of expressions that you can say in Guangzhou. I will butcher the pronunciation, but maybe you can do a better job than me. If you want to see more videos about having a better lifestyle in China as a foreigner, whether it be for business or for leisure, consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that like button if you found some value, and you can feel free to follow my Instagram or Twitter or join my Facebook group. If you want to get into more details on one-on-one consultation, you can check out my WeChat group. I'll put a QR code up here on where I answer and update foreigners on any policies or questions they may have for business. Anyways, thank you for watching, keep surviving, and I'll catch you in the next video.